What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to an incredible ICE Mortgage Technology Experience 22, hanging out with my boy Josh. Anytime you and I get to hang out, well, I always say this, and I totally mean it. Like, two Joshes always make a right, and when I get to hang out with you, Josh, it literally is. You and I were having this conversation. I'm excited to get into it. Here's the thing, with inSellerate being the leader, the innovator that they are, and you and I have had so many of these conferences. Like, we're here at a conference like this. There's some great technology companies, but we talk about a lot about innovation in this industry, yet we don't
see it as much as we think.
Yeah, that's just it, dude. And that's, not only when we see this innovation or when we see this technology, we're just not seeing the adoption, or we're not seeing like people actually utilizing it and using it as much as we would hope to. So how do we bridge that gap? Again, you see it with inSellerate. You guys are helping with that. How do we bridge that gap of people actually using technology versus like, oh yeah, it just looks great?
I think it's a great question. I mean, first, in order to get loan officers or people to want to use something new, you have to make them understand why it matters to them.
Yeah.
And so if you're a lender out there and you have training and you think of this term training, I'm going to train my loan officers to use my system so they can be more effective. What you have to look at first, it's not, training isn't just a one thing. There's two things in training called organizational development and personal development.
Oh,
so I got to get the loan officers or whoever it is to understand organizational development, why I should use this. Why does it matter? Why do I care? What's in it for me? Where's my benefit? You got to give them something of value in it. Once they buy into that, then you can use and show them how to use the software. Yeah. A lot of people come and say, here, use this system. Here's how you use it. And the loan officer is like, well, I'm already doing what I'm doing. Why do I want to do this? Makes no sense to me. It's not easy. So they don't mentally buy into it, and they'll never be successful with it.
True. It's one of those things where it seems so like, oh yeah, of course, that makes sense. But it's so much deeper than that. And like, we talk about personal development too. And that's one of those things where I think as an industry, sometimes we overlook that. And it's something like, well, yeah, you should be doing it. But it really does play such a piece when it comes to utilizing technology, when it comes to really understanding our pipeline, understanding the consumer. Because again, we all, like human nature, understanding that, having that mindset is a big part of the consumer experience, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then it's the discipline of the loan officer, just like anything in life.
Dude.
It's discipline. So it's having the discipline to understand why it's important, having the discipline to use. And I think really, we've seen lenders do all different types of creative ways to get people to use the software, right? And what I typically do is we try to find one or two major key things that their loan officers are going to be really excited about. Like, here's a big lift. If you use this, you get this big lift, and you find that value, show them that value, and they usually want to get to that value.
Right. So what are some of those key things? What are some of the things that you guys are seeing in inSellerate? Some of the things that you're focusing on to help get these originators excited? What is that?
Yeah. I think part of it is just the overall engagement.
Nice.
So having the ability to know that, hey, if I am working my day, and the truth is, you don't even have to use this software, our software, to log in for it to still engage with the consumers for you. So it's doing this behind the scenes. So that's kind of one of the ways we did it was, hey, whether the loan officer logs in or not, the software is going to work for them.
Of course.
And if they log in, they're going to get even more usage out of it. So they like the ability to know that, let's say in the purchase market.
Sure.
The minute a loan gets approved, they like to know that the seller's agent gets a text message that says a loan's approved. All this immediate communication, keeping people
instant
up.
gratification.
Right. Yep. And that makes, if you're a real estate agent, if you're getting consistent updates from your loan officer, you think you're getting good service because that's what you want to know what's going on. So a lot of lack of communication in the industry right now. People don't know what's going on. That's when they call you and they get upset.
Yeah.
But if you can communicate, and I use the term right now is over communicate. I think we should over communicate to our customers so they understand what's actually really going on.
Dude, I think you have to, especially in this day and age where interest rates are rising, where markets are crazy. Home buyers are a little nervous. Realtors are nervous, dude. Yeah. So over communicating is key right now. Because again, it's a perceived value, whether or not, especially if you don't have to take the time out of your day as an originator, as a mortgage professional, to say, hey, Josh, just giving you a quick update. Having that automation, having that help, dude, that is so instrumental. And again, that is a perceived value that maybe you don't think about it much, but your home buyers,
points.
Yeah, dude, these touch points are, they're everything.
They all add up. People don't realize you're not going to go in this mortgage industry and make one shift and go double your conversions or double your business with one move.
No.
It's a bunch of incremental moves.
Yep.
It's 1% here, 5% here, 10% here. And that adds up to, over a period of time, a massive amount of business. And so those loan officers, we use inSellerate to sell inSellerate.
Of course.
So I can be my own critic of
That's
saying, did
awesome.
I put my notes? Did I use a system like I should? But I do. It's mobile. So I'll be here at the show. If we meet someone or my sales team meets someone, they'll make a note and the system's going to go do something.
Oh.
So I use it because I know if I use it, that you customers, the lenders are going to come into my software. We're going to engage with you.
Brilliant.
You're going to see us through emails, social media. You see us everywhere, and we're going to find you, and that's what our software does. So we use our own software because I know that ultimately it does drive its customers.
Well, that helps you too, really understanding it from a user standpoint,
Yeah.
what the experience is. You and I mean, talking about a lot of technologies here, sometimes I get into some of these systems and I see these tools that seem so amazing, but the experience themselves, I won't say name companies, but I was talking to somebody doing a demo and like, they've never used their own product. And I'm like, wait a minute, like, how could you possibly expect me to use it if you like, so that just shows how key and how you understand what inSellerate does is so impactful for those users.
Yeah, and kind of to further that, to kind of press upon that, the software was originally developed for a bank I was an investor in. It was for my mortgage company. And the way we got user adoption was our lead programmer sat on the sales floor with 40 loan officers for about 2.5 years. And when we were trying to, why don't they use a follow-up? Why don't they use these? Like, what tools aren't they using? We could in real time look at loan officers, see what they're using, go make a change, and then go, all right, did they use that or not? And it's interesting what you find out. Some people, they don't use what they ask for, and then they use what you give them that they don't ask for. You have to, there's some intelligence. You got to really figure it out.
Like, okay, wait a second. I didn't really make that for this, but okay, that's just how we are as originators, right?
That's right. Yeah. So just, we had that, we built it within an actual, say on the playing field.
Yeah.
Versus in the lab saying, hey, go try this on. And there's a lot of stuff that has been built in labs and then say, let's throw it in the mortgage industry.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of pioneers here.
Of course.
That great technology 25 years ago, not great technology today. Still dominant in the industry, but it's been updated and people have the update. So I think lenders really need to look at that as well. It's just how old is the technology they're using? So that may contribute to the adoption.
Dude.
Older technology gets adopted less than newer technology.
You can put lipstick on a pig.
It's still a pig.
Still a pig. Like, now again, we don't want to bash anybody, but in particular, like but that's why I love the innovation of inSellerate. That's why I love, and that's why we come to this conference. That's what experience is all about, right. Is continuing to innovate, to have the discussions, to maybe like collaborate with other people that see the opportunity as well to improve upon these, or to, again, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel by any means, but sometimes things really need to go through an overhaul. And especially this industry right now, we're seeing changes happen. Like drastically. And everybody has to understand, the mortgage business that was even 10 or even 5 years ago, it's rapidly evolving and rapidly changing. And if you're not up to date, if you're not ready for that change, or if you don't know how to really implement it, you're going to get left behind.
That's right. Yeah. There's a lot of lenders out there. We have lenders in our platform. They're making money right now. Sure. Their cost to produce a loan is 1/3 what industry average is. They're not the only ones out there. So lenders that have been doing business the same way, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
5 years from now, you're going to have to, maybe you retired and that's great. Or if someone else comes in and helps you run the business and modernize it. But it is changing. It's not a matter of when or if. It's changing now.
It's happening. Be prepared for it. And just,
which is opportunity. So here's what I always say is,
literally,
when there's change, that's the greatest time ever. Like when
when
there's pain points in the industry, up or down, that creates opportunity.
I was literally going to say, like, this creates opportunity. Sometimes we as an industry, we're like, oh, we live in our little sheltered life. Like, now's the time to hunker down. It's like, no, there's massive opportunity here.
Great people out there, talent. There's markets that are now being underserved. There's been lenders who are not efficient, and so now you can start, if you're really good at what you do, you can pick up all those efficiencies, and there's a lot of opportunity in market changes.
Josh is giving you the secrets, guys. Like, don't sit on your laurels. Like, get out there, start really improving the process. Look for those opportunities because they're out there right now. Like,
absolutely.
They're everywhere. So sometimes even having these conversations with the right collaborations, it really, like, I'm excited for the next couple of years, next 12 to 18 months. A lot of people are nervous. Like, I even heard it on stage here. Like, people are nervous at the same time. Guys like you and I, we're like, there's opportunity.
There's opportunity. What are we going to do to help our lenders? And so that's what we're looking at right now, is what is it that we can do so our lenders will win? And there's tons of it out there.
You always have that service mentality, Josh. Like, hey, how can I serve the lenders? How can I serve these people we're working for, the mortgage professional? How can we better this? That's why I have so much respect for you, so much admiration. So, Josh, always good to hang out with you. Always good to see you at these events. With that being said, what does an event like this mean to you? Why do you spend your time here? You got to take time away from the family, take time away from the business. What does it mean for you?
Why?
Yeah.
couple things. One, I like coming here and meeting with our clients.
Sure.
Right. I like meeting with you, with all the, over the years now in this industry, I've been here for 23 years. I've made quite a few friends.
Yeah.
And quite a few friends. If you travel a lot, you've seen me and I've seen you, and we've become friends. So that is good, and it allows us to know what's going on. So I come here, I understand what's going on. I'm meeting with different players and stuff that doesn't necessarily, inSellerate, we're here to help lenders close more loans. So, and I say this originally, whether that meant I can sell you some kind of magic printer paper that makes you close loans faster. I don't care what it is. Our job is to help you close more loans. So we're out looking around for other technologies, other partners, other avenues, other ways that things we can bring to our lenders that are going to help them compete. So that's where, we get to see a lot of it here.
You do. And plus, like you said, there's so many friends, people get to see you. And sometimes they come up to you and you may forget their name, but it's like, oh, and then it all starts coming back. But we are in such a relationship-driven business, dude, that it's so fun to be out. You and I both commented, like, around the event, especially today.
It's packed.
It's packed.
Yeah,
there's conversation happening.
Yeah.
People are kind of, now that the pandemic, we're almost 2 years in the pandemic, people are out.
People said, school's out, summertime. Let's go party.
We're going to Vegas. Let's go hang out. So, Josh, always good to hear from you. inSellerate continues to dominate, continues to innovate in the right ways, not just, hey, let's put out technology, but really educating on the users. And so huge shout out to you, huge shout out to inSellerate, all you guys are doing. Look forward to continuing to shred with you in the future, brother.
Awesome. Thanks, Josh.
That's where to come. Guys, always appreciate Josh. You guys got to go check him out, inSellerate. And they're going to help you. It's the little things right now. Like Josh said, there's so much opportunity. If you take advantage of it, 2022 and 23 are going to be continued to be great years like the last couple. See you guys soon. Later.